Question 1. At what air pressure level does the governor cut out in a braking system? A. 130 to 145 psi. B. 120 to 135 psi. C. 110 to 125 psi. 240 à 155 psi. The answer is A. 130 to 145 psi. Question 2. What is the purpose of a lanyard pull cable in a vehicle's braking system? A. To tighten the air hoses. B. To open the drain valves. C. To secure the air hoses to the tank. D. To attach the drain valves to the tank. The answer is B. To open the drain valves. Question 3. What is the purpose of a lanyard pull cable in a vehicle's braking system? A. The storage tanks. B. Directly to the tractor brakes. C. To one trailer at a time. D. The left side brakes first. The answer is A. The storage tanks. Question 4. What does compressed air mean in the context of air brakes? A. It's just air. B. Specially treated air. C. A small amount of air placed in a larger tanks. D. Compressed air that is pressed into a smaller space. The answer is D. Compressed air that is pressed into a smaller space. Question 5. What component regulates the compressor to maintain the proper air pressure? A. The governor. B. The president. C. The premier. D. The senator. The answer is A. The governor. Question 6. When does the governor engage or activate in terms of air pressure? A. 10 to 15 psi. B. 40 to 45 psi. C. 20 to 25 psi. D. 30 to 35 psi. The answer is C. 20 to 25 psi. Question 7. What is another term for an air pressure purge in a braking system? A. Flow. B. Dryer. C. Backflush. D. Joint. The answer is C. Backflush. Question 8. What is the purpose of inline alcohol injectors in an air brake system? A. Cleans the air hoses. B. Polishes the compressors. C. Helps to fill the compressors. D. Adds vaporized air line antifreeze to the air supply. The answer is D. Adds vaporized air line antifreeze to the air supply. Question 9. Where is the air compressor directly driven from in a vehicle? A. A separate generator. B. The internal gearing of the engine. C. A separate pump. D. Fan belts. The answer is B. The internal gearing of the engine. Question 10. What is the standard method for measuring air pressure? A. Inches. B. Liters per inch. C. Square footage. D. Using pounds per square inch (psi). The answer is D. Using pounds per square inch (psi). Question 11. What is another term for the supply tank in an air brake system? A. The main tank. B. The purge tank. C. Extra tank. D. The air tank. The answer is B. The purge tank. Question 12. How frequently should the supply tanks be drained? A. Once a month. B. Once you notice contamination. C. During pre-trip inspections, en route inspections, and fueling. D. Only if the gauges show a problem. The answer is C. During pre-trip inspections, en route inspections, and fueling. Question 13. How does the air brake system adjust or compensate for a small air leak while in operation? A. It takes longer to stop the vehicle. B. The other brakes take up the slack. C. The compressors pump in more air. D. No adjustments are taken. The answer is C. The compressors pump in more air. Question 14. What is the function of safety valves in an air brake system? A. Allows the cylinders to be cleaned. B. Protects the system from being overpressurized. C. Allows the brake hoses to be replaced easily. D. Better flow. The answer is B. Protects the system from being overpressurized. Question 15. What is the primary function of air brake antifreeze? A. To prevent the air from freezing. B. To keep the air hoses from freezing. C. To prevent rubber components in the valves from drying out. D. To prevent engine to overheat. The answer is C. To prevent rubber components in the valves from drying out. Question 16. What is type 20 typically referred to in the context of air brake systems? A. The typical size of brake chambers for steering axles. B. The typical size of brake chambers for trailer axles. C. The typical size of brake chambers for power axles. D. Size of brake part. The answer is A. The typical size of brake chambers for steering axles. Question 17. How much braking force or capacity can the service brakes handle? A. At least 2 times the compressor cutout pressure, or 100 psi, whichever is greater. B. At least 3 times the compressor cutout pressure, or 200 psi, whichever is greater. C. At least 4 times the compressor cutout pressure, or 300 psi, whichever is greater. D. At least 5 times the compressor cutout pressure, or 500 psi, whichever is greater. The answer is D. At least 5 times the compressor cutout pressure, or 500 psi, whichever is greater. Question 18. What is the primary role or purpose of the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, CVSA? A. To record all deficiencies with commercial vehicles across North America. B. It's club for all commercial vehicle drivers. C. To standardize commercial vehicle inspections so that defects are applied equally throughout North America. D. All of the above. The answer is C. To standardize commercial vehicle inspections so that defects are applied equally throughout North America. Question 19. What component or mechanism allows the brakes to release more quickly in an air brake system? When the driver releases their foot from the brake pedal. B. When the chambers are not full of air. C. When air pressure in the brake chambers exhausts through the quick release valve. D. All of the above. The answer is C. When air pressure in the brake chambers exhausts through the quick release valve. Question 20. How can you determine whether a trailer should use alcohol-based antifreeze in its air brake system? You would be able to smell it. B. You would have to trust your maintenance team. C. The year the trailer was built. D. There will be a decal fitted to the front of the trailer warning against alcohol use. The answer is D. There will be a decal fitted to the front of the trailer warning against alcohol use. Question 21. At what air pressure level do spring park brakes begin to engage or apply? A. 30 psi. B. 40 psi. C. 50 psi. D. 60 psi. The answer is D. 60 psi. Question 22. What is the standard size of brake chambers used on load-bearing axles? A. Type 30. B. Type 20. C. Type 10. D. Type 40. The answer is A. Type 30. Question 23. When is it appropriate for the tanks to be drained to ensure proper functioning? A. Once the RPM is at 900 RPM. B. After sitting idle for 2 hours. C. Not until the air pressure is depleted and the contamination settles down and starts to drip from the tank. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Not until the air pressure is depleted and the contamination settles down and starts to drip from the tank. Question 24. When the brakes are released, where is the air typically expelled or released through in an air brake system? A. Through the rotors. B. Through the couplers. C. Through the quick release valve. D. Through the air dryers. The answer is C. Through the quick release valve. Question 25. How many air lines are typically connected to a trailer in an air brake system? A4, B3, C1, D2. The answer is D. 2. Question 26. What is the function of a check valve in an air brake system? A. It checks the service tanks for air. B. It protects the service tanks from air supply failure. C. It checks that the hoses are running smoothly. D. None of the above. The answer is B. It protects the service tanks from air supply failure. Question 27. What is the role of brake chambers in an air brake system? A. Convert air pressure into mechanical force. B. Hold the air to be used for the brakes. C. Houses the brakes until they are needed. D. None of the above. The answer is A. Convert air pressure into mechanical force. Question 28. Power units have two service circuits, one for the steering axle. What is the second service circuit used for? A. The drive axle. B. The power axle. C. The trailer axle. D. The last axle. The answer is A. The drive axle. Question 29. From which tank is air pressure for the park circuit supplied? A. The higher pressure of either the primary or secondary tank. B. The secondary tank only. C. Whichever tank has the least amount of pressure. D. The primary tank only. The answer is A. The higher pressure of either the primary or secondary tank. Question 30. To minimize lag time, what component is typically installed near the brake chambers? A. A relay valve. B. Larger air lines. C. Larger glad hand couplers. D. Nothing. The answer is A. A relay valve. Question 1. How can you manually release spring brakes in an air brake system? A. With a hand control. B. You can't. C. With a release bolt. D. With a foot control. The answer is C. With a release bolt. Question 2. The capacity of a service tank is determined based on what factors? A. The size and number of brakes installed in the axle group. B. The year the tractor was manufactured. C. According to OEM specifications. D. None of the above. The answer is A. The size and number of brakes installed in the axle group. Question 3. At what PSI does the low air alarm activate if the air pressure drops below that level? A. 50 PSI. B. 80 PSI. C. 60 PSI. D. 70 PSI. The answer is C. 60 PSI. Question 4. What occurs when the park control valve is pulled? A. It prepares the brakes to application. B. The park brakes are released. C. Air is exhausted and the park spring expands and applies the foundation brake. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Air is exhausted and the park spring expands and applies the foundation brake. Question 5. What do the air pressure gauges in an air brake system measure? A. The air in the park brakes. B. Air pressure from the primary tank. C. Air pressure from the secondary tank. D. Air pressure from both primary and secondary tanks. The answer is D. Air pressure from both primary and secondary tanks. Question 6. What does ADS stand for in the context of air brake systems? A. Air dryer integrated solution. B. Automatic drying isolation system. C. Automatic documentation into solids. D. Automatic dryer. The answer is A. Air dryer integrated solution. Question 7. What steps can you take to remove contamination before attaching the glad hand couplers? A. Blow into the couplers. B. A quick discharge of air pressure before connecting the glad hand couplers to blow contamination out. C. Shake the couplers for 10 seconds each before connecting the glad hand couplers to shake the contamination out. D. None of above. The answer is B. A quick discharge of air pressure before connecting the glad hand couplers to blow contamination out. Question 8. What is transported through the air lines that connect to the trailer? A. Hydraulic fluid. B. Most of the air supply. C. All of the air supply only. D. The air supply and the brake signal to the trailer service and park circuits. The answer is D. The air supply and the brake signal to the trailer service and park circuits. Question 9. What is the function of the slack adjuster in an air brake system? A. It converts push rod force from the chamber to torque on the S-cam shafts. B. It automatically adjusts the slack in the brake lines. C. It forces the air intake valve. D. None of the above. The answer is A. It converts push rod force from the chamber to torque on the S-cam shafts. Question 10. What issues can arise with air pressure park brakes? A. Not enough pressure to park. B. They're not as tight as spring brakes. C. Air pressure drains out of the system. The park brakes will release. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Air pressure drains out of the system. The park brakes will release. Question 11. During a Level 1 Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance (CVSA) inspection, what will enforcement officers examine? A. The couplers. B. The sigh of the primary tank. C. The sigh of the secondary tank. D. Both parts of the tractor's protection system. The answer is D. Both parts of the tractor's protection system. Question 12. What should be used to cover glad hand couplers when they are not attached to a trailer? A. Full automatic couplers. B. Dead-end couplers. C. Semi-automatic couplers. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Dead-end couplers. Question 13. If a trailer loses traction due to a failure in the trailer supply line, what occurs? A. The trailer will swing. B. The ABS will activate. C. It will take 3 times as long to stop in a straight line. D. None of the above. The answer is A. The trailer will swing. Question 14. What will happen if you push in the trailer air supply valve, red button, while the park control valve, yellow button, is pulled during vehicle inspections? A. The secondary tank is low in air pressure. B. The primary tank is low in air pressure. C. Any air leaks to be noticed and dealt with before the equipment is put into service. D. The driver will know if lines were crossed. The answer is C. Any air leaks to be noticed and dealt with before the equipment is put into service. Question 15. What steps should a driver take if the trailer service brakes are not working and an emergency stop is needed? A. Pull the trailer air supply valve. B. Take a longer route to stop the vehicle. C. Pump the brakes. D. Apply the mechanical brakes. The answer is A. Pull the trailer air supply valve. Question 16. According to the Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance, CVSA, roadside inspection out-of-service criteria, what is the minimum allowable thickness for brake linings? A. 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters. B. Half an inch, 13 millimeters. C. A quarter inch, 7 millimeters. D. 3/4 inch, 19 millimeters. The answer is C. A quarter inch, 7 millimeters. Question 17. What is the sole air system failure in a tractor that can prevent the service circuit's brakes from working during a service application? A. Primary service circuit failure. B. Emergency brake failure. C. Secondary service circuit failure. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Secondary service circuit failure. Question 18. What is the function of the tractor protection valve in an air brake system? A. Closes off the service line. B. Controls the supply line. C. Stops air pressure from entering the lines. D. Uses supply line pressure to open the service line. The answer is D. Uses supply line pressure to open the service line. Question 19. How can failures in the supply circuit be identified? A. After a post-trip inspection. B. During brake failure. C. During pre-trip inspections. D. The air pressure gauges not replenishing when the air pressure gets below the governor cut-in level. The answer is D. The air pressure gauges not replenishing when the air pressure gets below the governor cut-in level. Question 20. What is the purpose of glad hand couplers in an air brake system? A. Connects the air lines to the cylinders. B. Connects the air lines to the trailer. C. Connects the air dryer to the air lines. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Connects the air lines to the trailer. Question 21. What risks are associated with having a very powerful emergency brake, especially one that is twice as strong as spring park brakes? A. Brake lockup in an emergency application. B. Brake failure on the trailers. C. Having a load shift in an emergency. D. Brake failure on the tractor. The answer is A. Brake lockup in an emergency application. Question 22. What is the function of the service/control line in an air brake system? A. Blocks the control system. B. Disconnects the trailer service relays. C. Carries the control system from the foot valve to the trailer service circuit relays. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Carries the control system from the foot valve to the trailer service circuit relays. Question 23. What factors can cause glad hand couplers to leak? A. If the seals are the wrong size. B. If the air pressure is too much. C. If the seals are soft or degraded. D. If the couplers are not attached securely. The answer is C. If the seals are soft or degraded. Question 24. If the trailer air supply valve malfunctions during a roadside inspection, what are the potential consequences? A. The vehicle will be placed out of service. B. The driver receives a ticket. C. The employer receives a ticket. D. The vehicle must return to the yard. The answer is A. The vehicle will be placed out of service. Question 25. What is the function of auxiliary retarders in a vehicle's braking system? A. They replace the park brakes. B. They replace the service brakes. C. They help to control speed on downgrades and preserve the service brakes for emergency stopping. D. None of the above. The answer is C. They help to control speed on downgrades and preserve the service brakes for emergency stopping. Question 26. When adjusting manual slack adjusters, how far should you back them off after tightening? A. 1/3 turn. B. 1/8 turn. C. 1/2 turn. D. 1/4 turn. The answer is A. 1/3 turn. Question 27. When adjusting manual slack adjusters, how do you verify that the wrench is being rotated in the correct direction? A. It does not matter which way the wrench is turned. B. The push rod should move into the brake chamber. C. The push rod starts to pull out of the brake chamber. D. The S-cam should rotate in the same direction as the brake application. The answer is D. The S-cam should rotate in the same direction as the brake application. Question 28. Apart from the Arvin Meritor, what is the typical amount of adjustment needed for other manual slack adjusters? A. May 8th. B. 7/16. C. March 4th. D. A demi. The answer is B. 7/16. Question 29. What is the recommended guideline for readjusting slack adjusters to ensure optimal performance? A. 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters. B. 3/4 inch, 19 millimeters. C. A 1/4 inch, 7 millimeters. D. Half an inch, 13 millimeters. The answer is B. 3/4 inch, 19 millimeters. Question 30. For a slack adjuster with a square adjusting bolt, which wrench size should be used? A. 5/16 box end wrench. B. 7/16 box end wrench. C. 5/16 open end wrench. D. 7/16 open end wrench. The answer is C. 5/16 open end wrench. Question 1. Which automatic slack adjuster adjusts based on the brake application stroke? A. Cruson Industries. B. Arvin Meritor. C. Haldex. D. Bendix. The answer is B. Arvin Meritor. Question 2. How far should you depress the lock sleeve when adjusting manual slack adjusters? A. 25%. B. 50%. C. 75%. D. 100%. The answer is D. 100%. Question 3. What is the primary function of engine retarders in a vehicle? A. Slows the engine RPM down. B. Speeds up the engine RPM. C. Change the exhaust valve timing, essentially turning the engine into an air compressor. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Change the exhaust valve timing, essentially turning the engine into an air compressor. Question 4. When braking with a bobtailed tractor, where does the weight predominantly shift? A. The passenger side. B. The rear of the vehicle. C. The steering wheels. D. The driver's side. The answer is C. The steering wheels. Question 5. What is the role of a brake drum in a braking system? A. To reduce lining wear. B. To keep the brake shoes together. C. It dissipates heat into the atmosphere. D. To assist in helping stop the vehicle. The answer is C. It dissipates heat into the atmosphere. Question 6. For a slack adjuster with a hexagonal adjuster, which wrench size should be used? A. 7/16 open end wrench. B. 5/16 open end wrench. C. 7/16 box end wrench. D. 5/16 box end wrench. The answer is C. 7/16 box end wrench. Question 7. Why is it important to ease off the brake just before coming to a stop? A. To prevent jerking back. B. No reason. C. To save wear on the brakes. D. It uses up less air. The answer is A. To prevent jerking back. Question 8. What does the term bobtailing refer to in the context of trucking? A. Having one trailer without a load. B. Having two trailers without a load. C. Operating a tractor without a trailer. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Operating a tractor without a trailer. Question 9. What is the ideal free stroke measurement for slack adjusters? A. 3/8 inch, 9.5 millimeters. B. A quarter inch, 7 millimeters. C. Half an inch, 13 millimeters. D. 3/4 inch, 19 millimeters. The answer is C. Half an inch, 13 millimeters. Question 10. When should the driver inspect the ABS light on the trailer? A. When should the driver inspect the ABS light on the trailer? B. After hearing the ABS activate. C. After startup and occasionally when braking. D. Never. The answer is C. After startup and occasionally when braking. Question 11. What does it mean if the ABS dash light remains steadily illuminated? A. It's supposed to stay lit. B. A self-test is being performed. C. A problem with the ABS system. D. The vehicle has just been started. The answer is C. A problem with the ABS system. Question 12. What potential issues might arise when applying brakes on combination vehicles? A. Longer stopping distances. B. Nothing in particular. C. Wider turns. D. Skids or jackknives. The answer is D. Skids or jackknives. Question 13. What is the primary cause of most brake failures and runaway crashes? A. Poor maintenance. B. No pre-trip inspections. C. Malfunction of a primary air cylinder. D. The brake system's inability to handle excessive heat. The answer is D. The brake system's inability to handle excessive heat. Question 14. What is the function of an electric driveline retarder in a vehicle? It's an electromagnet that can in front of the transmission. B. It's an electromagnet that can be placed beside an axle. C. It's an electromagnet designed to retard drive shaft rotation. D. It's an electromagnet that can pause the driveline. The answer is C. It's an electromagnet designed to retard drive shaft rotation. Question 15. If the brakes on the empty rear of the trailer receive the same application air pressure as the drive axles, but without the load to keep them grounded, what could potentially occur? A. Longer braking distances. B. Wheel lockup. C. May cause the rear of the trailer to slide and swing. D. None of the above. The answer is C. May cause the rear of the trailer to slide and swing. Question 17. What are hydraulic driveline retarders similar to in terms of their function or operation? A. Clutch plate. B. Torque converters. C. Transmissions. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Torque converters. Question 18. What problems can water in the brake drums cause? A. It cools down the rotors. B. Acts as a lubricant. C. Reduction in braking ability. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Reduction in braking ability. Question 19. When did ABS brakes become mandatory for all air brake trucks, buses, and trailers? A. Since 2000. B. Since 2001. C. Since 2002. D. Since 2003. The answer is A. Since 2000. Question 20. What is the purpose of automatic traction control, ATC, in a vehicle? A. It allows the tires to grip the road better. B. It slows down the vehicle to a crawl. C. It uses ABS sensors to monitor drive wheel spin on slippery roads. D. None of the above. The answer is C. It uses ABS sensors to monitor drive wheel spin on slippery roads. Question 21. When are auxiliary retarders most effective in a vehicle? A. At higher speeds. B. At normal speeds. C. Whenever you want them to work. D. At lower vehicle speeds and with the engine just under the rated RPM. The answer is D. At lower vehicle speeds and with the engine just under the rated RPM. Question 22. What is the primary function of exhaust retarders in a vehicle? A. To help dissipate the exhaust. B. To help block the flow of exhaust. C. To help the back pressure move. D. To help the back pressure stays within the engine's back pressure capacity. The answer is D. To help the back pressure stays within the engine's back pressure capacity. Question 23. What is the main challenge for combination units that can lead to a loss of brake balance? A. Windy conditions. B. Low tire pressure. C. Loss of air pressure. D. An uneven load distribution. The answer is D. An uneven load distribution. Question 24. When do air brakes experience the highest amount of ongoing heat generation? A. Traveling on downgrades. B. Braking from a high rate of speed. C. Braking in rainy conditions. D. None of the above. The answer is A. Traveling on downgrades. Question 25. When must the completed inspection report be accessible to peace officers? A. As soon as they ask for it. B. Within 48 hours of asking for it. C. Within 7 days of asking for it. D. Within 12 hours of asking for it. The answer is A. As soon as they ask for it. Question 26. When is the best time to perform en-route inspections? A. Once a day. B. Every few hours. C. At the end of the trip. D. Every few days. The answer is B. Every few hours. Question 27. What issues does the stability control system address or correct in a vehicle? A. Tire inflation. B. Speed control. C. Unusual vehicle behavior of the steering, brakes, rollover, and jackknife. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Unusual vehicle behavior of the steering, brakes, rollover, and jackknife. Question 28. In the tractor protection system, at what PSI should the trailer air supply valve pop out? A. 60 to 80 PSI. B. 20 to 30 PSI. C. 80 to 100 PSI. D. 70 to 90 PSI. The answer is B. 20 to 30 PSI. Question 29. In the tractor protection system, at what PSI should the low air pressure warning activate? A. 30 PSI. B. 60 PSI. C. 40 PSI. D. 50 PSI. The answer is B. 60 PSI. Question 30. When is the commercial vehicle inspection report required to be submitted to the carrier? A. Within 24 hours. B. Within 7 days. C. Within 14 days. D. Within 20 days. The answer is D. Within 20 days. Question 1. If both the weight and speed of a vehicle are doubled, how much more braking force is needed? A. 8 times. B. 4 times. C. Twice. D. 3 times. The answer is A. 8 times. Question 2. What factors contribute to an increase in air brake lag? A. The age of the compressor. B. The length of the trailer. C. The type of air being compressed. D. How hard you press the brake pedal. The answer is B. The length of the trailer. Question 3. What must be completed before proceeding to the next phase or requirement following a completed classroom session? A. Doing the written test. B. Having a job in the trucking industry. C. The practical training sessions. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Having a job in the trucking industry. Question 4. Which of the following is not considered a skill objective for the practical training session? A. Know how to adjust a Q-cam correctly. B. Know how to adjust an S-cam drum brake. C. Determine if the air brakes are correctly adjusted on S-cam foundation brakes. D. Perform an effective pre-trip inspection that ensures proper air brake system operation before putting a vehicle into service. The answer is A. Know how to adjust a Q-cam correctly. Question 5. How much more braking power is required when the weight of a vehicle is doubled? A. No changes. B. Twice as much. C. 3 times as much. D. 4 times as much. The answer is B. Twice as much. Question 6. What occurs to the heat within the brakes during operation? A. It stays within the brakes. B. The tires absorbs the heat. C. It's dissipated into the atmosphere by the brake drums or disc rotors. D. It stays within the brakes. The answer is C. It's dissipated into the atmosphere by the brake drums or disc rotors. Question 7. Why do hydraulic brakes engage immediately while air brakes may have a delay? A. There's more fluid than air. B. Hydraulic brake lines are wider. C. Hydraulic brake fluid is always in the lines, so hydraulic brakes apply immediately. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Hydraulic brake fluid is always in the lines, so hydraulic brakes apply immediately. Question 8. Under what conditions can you request a registry agent to apply for an endorsement or license upgrade? A. After successful completion of the written test. B. After completing the theory portion of the program. C. After registering for the Alberta Air Brake Program. D. After completing the practical portion of the Alberta Air Brake Program. The answer is A. After successful completion of the written test. Question 10. What is the objective of the practical test? A. To evaluate the course material. B. To test if the trainer has done their job. C. To evaluate students' proficiency at completing the tasks practiced in the practical training session. D. None of the above. The answer is C. To evaluate students' proficiency at completing the tasks practiced in the practical training session. Question 12. What is the passing mark for the air brake knowledge test? A. 81%. B. 85%. C. 83%. D. 80%. The answer is C. 83%. Question 13. What factors can lead to brake failure? A. Poor driving skills. B. No pre-trip inspections. C. Bad road conditions. D. When more heat is absorbed by the drums or rotors than can be dissipated. The answer is D. When more heat is absorbed by the drums or rotors than can be dissipated. Question 14. Who administers the air brake knowledge test? A. A registry agent. B. Alberta Transportation. C. National Safety Code. D. Transport Canada. The answer is A. A registry agent. Question 15. What additional factors can influence the flow of air pressure in an air brake system? A. The size of the compressor. B. Airline layout and types of fittings. C. The size of the air tanks. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Airline layout and types of fittings. Question 16. How frequently should each student conduct an air brake system pre-trip inspection during the course? A. Twice. B. Once. C. 3 times. D. As often as possible. The answer is A. Twice. Question 18. What is meant by air brake lag? A. The time between perceiving the problem and touching the brake pedal. B. The time it takes the air pressure to pass through the hoses to the brakes. C. The time between perceiving the problem before the vehicle stops. D. The time moving from the accelerator to the brake. The answer is B. The time it takes the air pressure to pass through the hoses to the brakes. Question 19. When the speed of a vehicle is doubled, how much more braking force is needed? A. 4 times as much. B. 3 times as much. C. 2 times as much. D. 1 times as much. The answer is A. 4 times as much. Question 20. What form of energy do brakes transform from the energy of momentum? A. The ability to stop. B. The energy of force. C. The energy of heat. D. Gravity. The answer is C. The energy of heat. Question 22. What is the purpose of air dryers in an air brake system? A. It dries the air. B. Push the air through the air hoses. C. Sends information to the dashboard gauges. D. Removes contamination from the air pressure being delivered by the air compressor. The answer is D. Removes contamination from the air pressure being delivered by the air compressor. Question 23. Which type of braking system generates more braking power? A. Mechanical brakes. B. They're all the same. C. Air brakes. D. Hydraulic brake. The answer is C. Air brakes. Question 24. Where can you find drain valves in a vehicle's braking system? A. At the top right of the air pressure tank. B. Under all air pressure tanks. C. On the top of air pressure tanks. D. At the top left of air pressure tanks. The answer is B. Under all air pressure tanks. Question 25. At 1200 RPM, how much time is needed for the compressor to increase the air pressure from 50 to 90 psi? A. 15 minutes. B. 10 minutes. C. 3 minutes. 10 minutes. The answer is C. 3 minutes. Question 26. What methods are used to monitor air pressure in a vehicle's braking system? A. You have to manually check the tanks. B. Testing the brakes on occasion. C. Gauges on the dashboard. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Gauges on the dashboard. Question 27. Who is responsible for ensuring that the air brakes are functioning correctly? A. The employer. B. The driver. C. The maintenance team. D. The industry inspector. The answer is B. The driver. Question 28. What is the term kilopascal, kPa, measure, as used by an original equipment manufacturer, OEM? A. Air pressure. B. Trailer weight. C. Vehicle weight. D. None of the above. The answer is B. Trailer weight. Question 29. In which location is the driver situated when control and quick-release valves release air with force? A. Under the hood. B. Outside the vehicle. C. Doing routine maintenance. D. Inside the cab. The answer is D. Inside the cab. Question 30. What is the function of the supply circuit in a braking system? A. Adjust the tire pressure. B. Provides information for the employer to use for training. C. Compresses and cleans the air, maintains consistent air pressure. D. None of the above. The answer is C. Compresses and cleans the air, maintains consistent air pressure.